You look good over there, Mike.
Thank you. You're lying.
Oh, there. Let's try that. Try it. Say it again.
Thank you. You're lying.
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are.
Why?
Fix my hair.
Who you taking to get the business cards done through?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
I thought I would talk to the place in Monroe, the office store.
Office Depot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They've done some stuff for me before.
Oh, good. Make sure you get the cards with the rounded.
Right.
Yeah, because just basically show them the card. Say, this is what I want. How do I get it done?
Right.
And they'll figure it out. Hopefully. I used to work there, you know. Not there, but at the one in Orlando.
Right.
That was the second job I ever had. I worked for Office Depot for 3 years.
Right.
I worked in the copy center. I did all the business cards and everything.
So I could get you to go there and you could make them.
All we do is send them out.
Okay.
We just take the orders and fill it out, staple everything together, and then we send it out to like a warehouse, and they print everything all at once for us.
I'm disappointed.
Why?
You didn't do it there.
The only thing we did there was physical, like copies. That's all we did. Like they bring us a piece of paper and they say I need like portfolio stuff. Like when you you ever seen like when you get a folder and it's got the binder,
Right.
the combs on the back of it. We did those there. The big machines, print 5,000 copies within like 15 minutes. And it would always break down on you. Not on you, on me.
On you.
When I was working there.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
And now for something special. The unit is self-contained with its own saddler, farrier, wheelwright and so on. It's a rigorous training, dished out who know all there is to know about horses, and it brings results.
We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the award-winning #1 podcast to create sounder horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF-1 accreditation. On this week's show, Talking Terminology, we're going to talk about the heart girth. Also, a discussion of chest conformation and implements of different conformation types, and also a case study of a horse named Billie. All this and much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over to my far right side, my very own horse person is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you doing today?
I kind of messed up that opening a little bit, but that's okay. We'll fix it in post. Mike, what is wrong with you? What happened to you? What happened to your head?
What? Oh, I was...
Did you switch religions?
No, I didn't switch religions. I was interacting with a horse.
Uh-huh.
And I was trimming feet.
Right, as one does.
And all of a sudden the horse decided that it wanted to do other things.
Like what?
And somewhere in there, I ended up connecting with myself right here within the nipper handle.
And so you got a nice little scar there, little scab,
little mark there. It did kind of had blood running down my face and all that. It was beautiful.
Did the people in the barn freak out?
No
one saw you.
Well, they were there. So they just didn't care.
They said
you're a farrier. You just
They said, Mike, that's a great improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
So my wife's out of town. She has gone to a workshop, not a clinic. It's a workshop.
I was told at one point it was a clinic.
No,
I was mistaken.
It's a workshop. I don't know the difference between the two.
You don't?
No, but
you should know.
She took her horse to Maryland, which is about 8 hours away from us. Now, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville, and we broadcast every Monday morning.
Well, Brett told me it was a clinic, and he's up there, too.
We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Yeah, Brett said, took my wife and took, I think, one other horse, and so they have 3 horses up there, and my wife says that it's not a show. It's not a clinic because I don't think one person's giving the lesson. It's a workshop where they all work together type. I don't know. So if you know the difference between the two, let us know. What you got going on over there, Mike?
Well.
Yeah?
Well, do you know what a Z-mule is?
A Z-mule or Z-mule? What a Z-mule is?
Right.
It sounds like some of the medication I take in the morning. Don't forget to take your Z-mule.
That's right. Well, apparently, I think that's what they called it. I was contacted by one of the vet clinics that I work with, and there's a zebra fed back to a donkey, which sort of makes a mule with stripes. And he has done some major tendon damage, and we need to do something to support the leg. And I'm like, is this thing feral? Yes, basically. So I'm like, well, this sounds like loads of entertainment. So we're going to be discussing that as soon as we get out of here.
Okay. Down in Florida, a few weeks back, there was a horse. There was I think it was Florida. There was a zebra that someone bought from an exotic place,
right? And
within 48 hours, it broke out of its pen and everything. And they were interviewing people, people from the exotic animals in place, and they were like, "Oh, what's the cost of a zebra?" And they go, "Well, it can range. You can have a Ford Taurus of a zebra, or you can have the Bugatti of a zebra."
Right.
And they were like, "Well, what's the difference?" They said basically the less money you spend on a zebra, the more money you're going to spend on the fence. So obviously they spent a lot of money on the fence, or not enough money on the fence, and the zebra got out. So
well, it's kind of like early on when people were getting some of those Mustangs that were literally unhandled.
Yeah.
And they were just gone.
Yeah, gone. All right, guys, we got lots to talk about. Big show to get into. So if you're not over on YouTube, make sure you jump over there right now. Search Equine Dynamics over on YouTube, and you can see the full-length podcast in its entirety over there as well. Make sure you give them a subscription. Stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. We'd love to hear from you. You can join the podcast. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says, join the podcast. Click on that little tab. It opens up another screen, and you can see all the past episodes of the last 4.5 years that we've been doing this show, so you can get caught up on all the different guests we've had on the show. Rattle off a couple guests that we've had here on the show.
Who have we had on the show?
Recently, we just had Dick Mansman.
Dick Mansman. We have had Simon Curtis. We have had, Fred Ferrangale, the veterinarian with an interest in dentistry.
Yes, very interesting. So you can get caught up on all those guests that we've had here on the show. Just go to equinedynamics.com and hit join the podcast. And then while you're up there, your voice can be heard right alongside of us here in the studio. It opens up a little microphone at the very top of the page. There's a little orange bar. Click on that. If you can speak into your phone, your device, your voice can be heard right here on the program. And you can ask us anything you want, or ask Mike a question, and we'll answer it here on the air. And over to my far hand side, my very own on the air guy is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
Doing well. So this week, we've had so many guests on the show. It's been a while since you and I have just sat down and just been ourselves, just me and you. We always had someone in the studio or on the phone with us. But this week it's just me and you, so we get back to our basic topics that we normally talk about. And one of the subject
we have myself and Travis.
You all right?
The podcaster that has an interest in cleaning gutters.
Yes, I know. I got to fix my gutters up there. But so we get into a lot of different segments, and this segment is called Talking Terminology. And what it is if someone in your barn, in your veterinary clinic, your workshop, wherever you're at, if they use a terminology and you're not too familiar with it, we define a lot of those. And this week, we're going to talk about heart girth. So, Mike, when we say heart girth, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the size of the actual heart of a horse, or are we talking about the actual shape of the horse?
We're talking about around the barrel of the horse. And there are some relationships between height of the horse and the size of the heart girth that definitely have to do with how well a horse performs. But you measure like from behind, right? I would measure, and I might be off a little bit. I usually am. From behind the withers and around. And if you find where you set your girth is right at the back of the pecs. There's kind of almost a little groove in there around the horse. And if you don't have, if you have a weight tape, that works. And you can measure it in hands. And of course, we know the translation there. But of course, you're talking about a horse height, so hands around, hands tall, that works. If you've got a piece of cord and a regular, measuring tape, you can just pull a piece of cord around and mark it. And not a bad idea to have a piece of cord that fits your horse anyway, so you can measure whether they're putting on weight or not. But
is that the main reason why we're talking about the heart girth, is to see if your horse is overweight or not heavy enough?
Well, that's basically how the weight tapes work. in an average, and it's within a ballpark because some horses are larger around the middle for the height, some are narrow around the middle for their height, and the length of the body and all that plays into it. And if you really want to know how much they weigh, just let them stand on your foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
let them hit you in the head with some nippers.
But if you're looking at the barrel of the horse and the shape of the barrel, that does affect performance and use of the horse.
So the handy-dandy cheat sheet that I have here says a heart girth. The chest capacity of a horse is often measured by the horse's heart girth, which is the circumference of the horse measured behind the forelegs and the withers with a flexible tape measurer or string. The heart girth measurement should be greater than the horse's height, which indicates a good lung function and increases stamina at work.
Right. And if you really want to go cheap, we've all got hay string.
Okay, so just something to measure it. So are you essentially wrapping the tape around the heart girth of the horse and then wherever it meets at the bottom, unraveling it and then seeing if it's as tall as the horse?
Right. And there's some charts out there that have percentage ratios of what the height versus the measurement around the heart girth should be, and within a range. And it definitely, we'll talk about all that in a minute.
So you physically don't need a number, like the heart girth should be 36.
Well, there are numbers attached to it.
Oh, okay.
And I can't rattle that off. There are some charts that you can look up in some of these confirmation books.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it comes to if you don't have if you don't have enough room for the lungs, horse can't breathe.
Especially when they have that saddle on and the yeah. A little side story for you. When I worked for Home Depot, little old ladies used to come in the store wanting like mini blinds because Home Depot sold mini blinds.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, how wide is the window? And they would hold up a string that they put in the window inside the window, and they said the window's about this big.
Right.
And I would go, okay, so I put the string on the table, and then I'd pull on the string. Of course, there's flex in the string, so I'm like, is it this big, or is it, I'd pull another 3 inches, or is it this big? And they're like, oh no, I don't know. I'm like, well, go back home. Here's a measuring tape. It's only $3.
Right.
Go measure your windows, lady.
Well, I mean, they were being creative.
They were
working with what they had, right?
I've never seen that before in my whole entire life. And this is back when I was in my mid-20s when they would bring in the string, and I'm like, don't you have a tape measure?
Well, that's like when they were measuring horses by hand early on. I mean, everybody had a little bit different measurement because people's hands were different widths.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We're going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss the chest conformation and implications of different conformation types. So stick around. You listen to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Make sure you follow him over on Facebook, and the reason why you want to do that is because, one, he posts a bunch of different articles up there. You're posting something about the latitude and longitude of a horse's spine up there as well, and it's a break from your social all the garbage that's on your social media right now as far as the political debates and all that stuff. It's fine. It's fun to get there and get some education if you're a horse person, and Mike Stine does it all the time. He posts it over on Facebook. So give him a like, give him a share over there. He's got 2 pages over there. He's got his business page and his personal page. If he posts on one, guarantee it'll be on the other. But don't miss anything. Go over to Facebook right now and search Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And my very own social media influencer over to my far inside is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
Doing well. A lot of your videos, we were talking during the break that a lot of your videos with like Dick Mansman and Simon Curtis and all that over on our TikTok channel has blown up. People were really impressed with what's going on over there, and also your YouTube shorts are getting a lot of traction over there. They were surprised to see like Dick Mansman. They're like, oh my God, there's Dick Mansman. He's the best, and all these other people. And
yes, wow. I don't know how we will top having Simon and Dick on here as far as how they've influenced the industry.
Well, we've had a lot of heavy hitters on the show, so you guys can go back through the YouTube channel and watch all those videos as well. Now we're going to talk about the chest conformation and the implications of the different conformation types. So, Mike, first of all, what's a chest conformation? Let's start there.
Well, the conformation, like with a human chest between the sternum and the backbone, we're close and wide.
Right.
Horses are deep from the backbone to the sternum, and you need good depth there. And the width has an effect. If you have a slab-sided horse, well, they don't have lung capacity, and they're usually not great athletes. If you've got horses that are too broad, really round-chested, some of those for draft horses, that's favorable. For a speed horse, if they're too broad, it's not necessarily favorable, and it affects their movement pattern. And you get all those big broad horses that paddle. Quarter horses, they like some width there because they want a lot of muscle bulk. And then also you got what we used to call a pigeon-breasted horse, where it's like the chest sticks out in front to a good bit. And some of that is relationship to this, the scapulas. Are they sloped back or are they kind of straight up? And some of it is the shape of the chest, shape of the sternum. Typically, you want one from the front would be considered a deep chest. And, one that your pigeon-breasted horse kind of thinks, well, it's a little harder to get them off the front end because they're set forward. But I'm not to say that some of them can't. Some of them do well. And but that's one of my first thoughts when I see one with that kind of a conformation. And
is it just genetics for the horse to be that way? Or is it something that you can fix based on shoeing and fixing the column, the bone column that goes all the way up to the
that's
top
some
there.
Other weird answers. But no, I mean, typically as far as the shape of the rib cage is, probably pretty much genetic with breeds. Also, as far as the shape of the rib cage, is it consistent from side to side? Because, for a horse to work equally in both directions, both sides have to be very, pretty symmetrical. If you've got a horse that's rib cage is shaped wide on one side and like a flat slab-sided on the other, and you're looking for a performance horse to do dressage or to do eventing or to do, working Western horse or something like that, that is going to affect the performance. If you're easing along on the trail, it may not be that big of a deal, but it's definitely going to affect how the saddle fits, and it's going to affect the position of the rider.
Standing up and down and
standing up and down. Yeah, standing up and down, but it can cock the saddle and cock you out of the center of the horse.
So is there any other different conformation types that we should be looking for, or is there no one size doesn't fit all?
No, it does not. And some horses have an extra rib.
And why is that genetics, I guess, as well, or is
that's
that
genetics? I mean, your Arabians, the horse have an extra rib. Sometimes will be in the lower back, will be a little shorter.
So when you say a horse when you say a horse has an extra rib, let's say Dominique out there. Dominique has how many ribs? How many ribs does a horse have?
Can you count? Let's see.
Let's say
enough for the horse.
Okay, so let's say Dominique has 16, and she's what kind of horse is she? Is she a quarter horse? She's not a quarter horse.
Yeah, you could. She's a lot more than that.
So
she is a warm blood. I'm not sure exactly which line.
Okay, so I know she's an Oldenburg.
She's an Oldenburg.
Okay.
Oldenburg wouldn't be a quarter horse.
Okay, so she's an Oldenburg. Now that we got that situated, but
your wife would slap you if you called her said she's a quarter horse.
I'm sure she would. She's beating the radio on radio face right now. So let's say Dominique being not a quarter horse. Whoops, I almost said it again. Being an Oldenburg, and let's say all Oldenburgs have 24 ribs. Now,
well, that's a lot.
All right, let's say 16 ribs. Is that enough?
Sure.
Full dinner plate. And are you saying that when you
some horses can some horses can like I guess horses will have one more rib than other horses, and then
between breeds or within the breed itself,
it can probably happen within breeds, but typically, like your Arab versus your drafts, they're going to be a different shape.
Right.
They just are. And they've got to have, to do their job, they got to have a lot of lung capacity. Where, a draft, if a horse is working at slow speed, the needing to get air in and out is not going to affect them as much as a horse that is going to go at speed. Your thoroughbred race horses, they have to move a lot of air in a hurry. Like Secretariat, they figured he moved like every breath in and out, he was moving a 55-gallon drum of air.
Jeez.
It was a lot of air. And if he had only been able to do half that, well, he'd probably run half as far.
Right, exactly. So is it good to look when you're looking at a horse to see if it has that extra rib? Is it a hindrance or is it a plus?
The general shape of the horse and the job of the horse has effect on what it's going to be. Certain breeds are going to be certain ways, and that's just how they are. If you're looking for a halflinger as opposed to a quarter horse, as opposed to your Arab horses or anything like that, there's going to be differences in conformation. And does that horse breed serve your purpose? And is it going to be healthy and whatever?
So there's no advantage to having an extra rib.
Well, lung capacity.
Okay, that's the only thing. So I want a 17 rib horse.
Right, lung capacity.
Okay.
And I don't remember.
It's okay.
Smacked around too many times. I don't remember the exact numbers. But I think some horses can have up they can have an extra rib.
Okay. All right. When we come back, we have a case study of a horse named Billie. So if you're not on our YouTube channel, now's a great chance to go over there because we got some X-rays to look at, and you can follow those in real time as we're talking about it here on the air. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Sorry, I didn't mean to badger you.
It's okay.
I was just trying to figure out, is it good to have an extra rib or is it bad to have an extra rib?
A lot of times, depending on the performance, it is.
It is what? Good or bad?
It is good.
Okay.
And it depends on the job of the horse, because for some jobs it's not. It doesn't really matter.
Nothing really matters. Nothing really
It's like the pony out there.
Which one? Cayenne?
Cayenne.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't care how many ribs she's got.
Just don't call her late for dinner.
That's it. Yep.
All right, ready? A little late. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you'd like to ask Mike Stine a question and you don't want to go on the air, that's fine. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says Contact Us. You'll see a little drop-down menu. Fill that out. Make sure you put podcasts in there so Mike knows the difference between if you want him to shoe your horse or if you want to ask him a question on the podcast show. Get your questions in. Make sure you put a physical return address. We'll send you out some of the swag or free swag just for being part of the show. That's equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says Contacts. And my very own free swag over to my far inside is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you get a headache when you got bumped in the head, or
with a head like this, it aches all the time anyway. I mean,
if I had a head like yours, it ached too.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to talk about. Let me pull these pictures up real quick. This is a case study of a horse named Billie.
Right.
And you were sent these photos. I'm going to switch over to camera 6 here so we can all see it and all be friends over on the YouTube channel as well. So what are we looking at here in this?
Well, part of the point of these X-rays is a couple things.
Okay. I can already tell the center of bone mass is off to the left.
Right. But where's your detail?
I don't see anything.
Right. I mean, as far as like looking around the perimeter of the bone, looking at your laminar and all that. And if you look up on that top edge right there, right to the outside, you see that faint line to the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that hair or did the horse shift a little bit while being taken? If you're looking at the bone column, probably not. I don't know. Anyway, if you're looking for huge detail, like from this shot, telling what your navicular bone looks like is you really can't tell. And
here's the side view of it. Is this the lateral? They call that lateral?
Lateral.
Okay.
I think that's probably hair.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you can tell that it's just kind of a little bit of washout, but it looks like hair.
But the definition of where your horn to lamina zone is, there's not a clear, can I get an accurate measurement there as far as how much is the hoof horn wall versus the laminar zone. So when we were talking to Dick about measuring the stretched laminar zone, you really can't say if it's, if you've got some it appears that it's gotten a little wider at the bottom, maybe shade, but is that a distortion or is that a laminar damage or what? So you can't really say if that's the situation.
So even though you take pictures, I think we've said this a million times.
Right.
Even though you take X-rays of your horse, you need to make sure that those X-rays of your horse,
the details need to be there. And so you're not getting, like, if you sent, well, you got this in your email and you're like going, hey, tell me what you think of this horse. You responded by saying, where's the detail? Who shot this? Right. And I've had X-rays sent to me that were to the degree, I wish I could find them. To the degree, it's like it was literally, you couldn't even define the coffin bone in the foot. And it looked like Rorschach's ink blot test. And we had x-rays done. Here they are. And it's like, what was that? So, and with some of this digital equipment they've got out now, you can get very good detail and lay out some measurements. And it, if we need, if we got critical problems, we can make some better decisions and have a better idea what's going on.
So outside of the detail, I know because you need a lot of that information to make a judgment on these.
Right.
On these, but other than that, does the bone column look all right? Does
the bone column's not bad.
I mean,
you can kind of tell how much depth you've got between there and the ground. If you're looking for damage to the bone around the perimeter edge, I'm not sure you can really say too much there one way or another.
But so on a scale of 1 to 10, these are probably a 4. 10 being the best.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Okay. So there you go. Make sure that you're taking...
Can you tell where the coronary band is exactly?
No, I cannot tell.
Me either.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Right there's pretty much right in there's the front of it, but
you would think this would be
the shape of it?
Yeah, if it comes way down right here, or if it comes way up here on the top, you can't see that. And so this is a... Do you know who took these pictures? No.
No, I don't.
Well, so did you respond saying take better pictures?
Well,
I mean, not to be rude or anything.
The person who sent them to me, and he's just, we use each other as sounding boards on a regular basis. He said, tell me what you see. And I'm like, wow. He says, can you find anything? Because I can't.
I can't see anything. All right, so there you go. So make sure when you get the x-rays, you're doing a great detail work. All right, guys, one more little segment. We'll let you get back to playing with your ponies.
There's x-rays and then there's x-rays.
There's x-ray. Okay, one more little segment. We'll let you get back to playing with your pony. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast at any time. Go to the equinedynamics.com at the top of the page. It says join the podcast. Your voice can be heard alongside of us here in the studio. Make sure you follow him over on Facebook as well. Search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. And for every podcast we do, we have a matching video. We have our very own YouTube channel. Make sure you follow him on YouTube as well, and you can see the full-length podcast in its entirety, all the stuff that happens behind the scenes, conversations that we have off camera, on camera, and in between each take and stuff. So make sure you go over to YouTube and follow them as well. And my very own YouTube superstar over there on my far right side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing good, Travis. How are you?
Doing all right. So what did we learn today, Mike?
What did we learn today?
Talking terminology. What does it mean when someone talks about the heart girth?
Well, we're talking about the measurement around the barrel of the horse. And you measure where the girth lies up to, well, you would be behind the mane, behind the withers a little bit, right there pretty much. And
why is this important?
Well, that would have to do with conformational issues or not, whether a horse is going to be a good athlete. And you can find charts out there that will show with breeds what the average should or should not be.
So the heart girth on my handy dandy cheat sheet here says the chest capacity of a horse is often measured by the horse's heart girth, which is the circumference of the horse measured behind the forelegs and the withers with a flexible tape measure or string. The heart girth measures should be greater than the horse's height, which indicates good lung function and increases stamina at work. So there's that's why we talk about the heart girth and make sure you have the right
they got to get air in them. They got to have good circulation, and they've got to be able to use that.
And you're touching on the chest conformation and implications of different conformation types.
Right. Like your horses that are extremely wide will tend to paddle, kind of like you. Great big, carry on muscle.
I dog paddle.
You dog paddle. But, depending on the job and agility, on a really broad-chested horse, sometimes you lose some agility. But if you got a horse that's going to pull, fine. If you got a horse that's got to make fast maneuvers, that type chest isn't going to work. Where one that's more oblong, and then also with the way the rib cage forms back, it needs to be wider behind the rider's legs for the rider. And if you got one that's very broad across there, it's not going to fit riders as well. But if you've got a pulling horse, that may be more of an advantage to them.
When you were talking about maneuvering of a horse, the first thing that popped in my mind is the young lady that we had here in the studio, and she shot balloons.
Yeah, Christy.
Yeah, Christy, what, Shoop?
Dr. Christy Shoop.
Yep, so there you go.
And she's a balloon killer.
Yeah, she rides those almost like barrel racing horses, but shooting balloons at the same time. So you need a close barrel to get around the barrels type deal.
Right.
Also, a case study of a horse named Billie. And the reason why we're looking at this is not necessarily the case study itself. It's the lack of detail in the x-rays that were taken. And you can see, I mean, here's the bones. There's the coffin bone. Here's the outside of the horse's hoof. But like Mike says, where's I almost said contraband.
Where's the contraband?
Yeah, where's the contraband?
Yeah, the horn lamina zone's not clear. The coronary bands, you can't exactly. We can guess pretty close, but not exactly there. And if you're looking like the navicular bone in that shot, I couldn't tell you the first thing about that.
Mm-hmm. So there's Mike.
Yes, I know the horse has a navicular bone in there, but we really can't see it.
So make sure that the details of your X-rays are, quote unquote, have details in it.
Right.
All right, guys. If you like this podcast or perform at your clinic, your location, we'll bring this right to your front doorstep, right to your very own front door. Your barn door, your tack room door, wherever you want us to hang out. We can bring this podcast right to your door. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says clinics. Mike will come out and myself will come out and we'll do this in real time with all your friends and stuff. So if you got a barn with a bunch of people in there, or if you got an opening ceremony, if you want us to be part of your spring or summer festival, by all means, reach out to us over at equinedynamics.com. On behalf of Mike Stine over there,
have a good day. Enjoy your ponies, and fun being with you always, Travis.
My name is Travis, and see you next week. Don't hit your head.
Hi, Lucky. Good night, Ned. Hi, Dusty. Good night, Ned. Good night, Ned.